Business, state IGR drops by 11.7%.
And in sports, Hamed Musa scores twice in Super Eagles training ahead of friendly match with Algeria.
Details of these and more after this break. I am Charles Oporum. Now the news in detail. President Buhari has written to the National Assembly informing them of his plan to present the 2021 budget at a joint sitting on Thursday, 8th of October 2020 by 11 a.m. In a letter read by Senate President Ahmed Lawan on Tuesday at the resumption of plenary, President Buhari is requesting the audience of lawmakers in both chambers for the exercise. The Senate is expected to consider and pass the 2021-2023 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper before President Buhari presents the 2021 budget. The Federal Executive Council had last Wednesday, after its weekly meeting, estimated the budget to be 13.08 trillion naira for the 2021 fiscal year. The federal government has ordered an investigation into the alleged missing 2.67 billion naira meant for feeding school pupils during the COVID-19 lockdown. Minister of Education Adamu announced this in a statement on Tuesday. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, had earlier raised an alarm over how 2.67 billion naira released to 104 unity colleges during the lockdown for meal subsidies were found in individual private accounts. But in a statement by the Director, Press and Public Relations, Federal Ministry of Education, Ben Gong, principals of the 104 colleges claimed payments on meal subsidies to unity colleges on the Government Integrated Financial Management Information System platform was designed to accommodate individual officers of those colleges officially recognized to receive such payments and disburse same to food vendors. The National Security Advisor, retired Major General Babagana Monguno, has inaugurated a committee to review the National Cybersecurity Policy and Strategy 2014 to check internet threats and enhance national security. The policy has a provision that enables for a review every 5 years according to global standards, and it is due for its first review after it was implemented in 2014. The committee is expected to present the new policy next month for validation, after which the NSA will formally present it to President Muhammadu Buhari for its launch. A statement on Tuesday from the Office of the National Security Advisor said the review was part of efforts to reposition the country to better explore the benefits of the internet and cyber domain to enhance national peace, security, and socio-economic well-being. Ahead of the October 10th governorship election in Ondo State, candidates of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Rotimi Akeredolu, People's Democratic Party, PDP, Eyitayo Jegede, and the Zenith Labour Party, ZLP, Agbola Ajayi, and others have signed a peace accord. They signed the pact on Tuesday in the state capital, Akure, pledging to shun violence during the election and avoid actions that may undermine the peace accord. The event, facilitated by the National Peace Committee, had the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Mahmoud Yakubu, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, in attendance. Others in attendance include the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Bishop Matthew Kuka, Executive Director, Yaga Africa, Samson Itodo, traditional rulers, among others. While both parties have denied responsibility for any recent attacks, they have now signed the pact agreeing to a violence-free exercise. Coming up in a moment after this break, gunmen abduct bank manager in Delta State. Please stay with us.
At split seconds, there is a lot happening around us, but we can't be everywhere all the time. We've got work, families, and chores to cater to, and most importantly, time to rest. And that's why having a reliable partner like KUFM News is important. Sleeping? We don't. We work round the clock, bringing you stories as they break from Nigeria and across the world. We would stop at nothing to keep you informed, because KUFM News is all about you and stories that affect you. Politics, business, human interests, sports, entertainment, just name it. We've got you covered. KUFM News. Timely, precise, spot on.
Welcome back. A bank manager has been abducted by unknown gunmen in Efurun near Warri, Delta State. The bank manager was waylaid and abducted on Tuesday morning on his way to his office near the popular Urubu College, Efurun. The armed hoodlums were said to have shot into the air before whisking him away. Commissioner of Police Hafiz Inuwa, who confirmed the incident, said his men are on top of the situation. Similarly, in Rivers State, a lawyer was also kidnapped on Tuesday. Elsewhere, the Public Relations Officer of the Nigeria Police Force, DCP Frank Mba, says the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, a special arm of the force, cannot be scrapped because of the ongoing fight against crimes in the country. He, however, said the force is currently reforming the operations of SARS nationwide to curtail its excesses. Mba, who spoke on Tuesday during an Instagram live chat with Nigerian artist Aziz Fashola, also known as Naira Marley, encouraged Nigerians to take video recordings of SARS operatives who abuse their fundamental human rights as long as it is safe to do so. The singer had earlier cancelled a planned demonstration against SARS recklessness on Tuesday. Still on police issues, Commissioner of Police in Bayelsa, Mike Okoli, on Tuesday warned all operatives of the Federal Special Anti-Robbery Squad and those in tactical squads to comply with the directive of the Inspector General of Police stopping their operations. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, directed the stoppage of the operations of the special squads on Sunday. Okoli said the Bayelsa Police Command would from now deploy special operatives to monitor activities of police officers on duty in the state. He said in a statement signed by the command's public relations officer, SP Asimi Butswat, that the wearing of mufti to police assignments would no longer be tolerated. Okoli warned that severe consequences await any officer who flouts the directives. Coming up in a moment on Extra Voices, despite the early morning downpour on Tuesday, the 6th of October, pupils, students and teachers of many primary and secondary schools in Benin City resumed school after about 6 months of being away due to the coronavirus disease. How does it feel like for the parents, the teachers and the children? Extra Voices was out on Tuesday to capture this mood.
In the ever-revolving world of news, one story becomes extinct the moment another major story breaks.
Market women don't know whether they pay anything.
But with KUFM's Extra Voices, the story never dies. It just takes on a new life.
Market meho.
There's no water in the house. The toilet is not good.
We don't have any fashion in APC.
We bring you new angles and fresh perspectives to every story, no matter how old or remote.
There are a lot of educated people that are involved in politics nowadays.
We go a little beyond the surface to get you those extra details ignored in the rush for the news.
Now bridge, now we take the entire now.
Some don't die for inside.
We go beyond the lines to bring extra voices, not just for those making the stories.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
But for those affected by the stories.
I've lost 1 bag of rice, documents.
So it's a real disaster.
With Extra Voices, we add new flavor to give fresh perspective and taste to an old story. Extra Voices airs every Wednesday and weekends on KUFM's major news bulletins.
Schools in Edo State have resumed academic activities after 6 months of lockdown following the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. Extra Voices news crew monitored the resumption of some schools in Benin City metropolis on Tuesday and observed that most school pupils, secondary school students and teachers all complied with the federal government's directives aimed at curtailing the spread of the coronavirus disease. The report.
Good morning, sir. You are most welcome to primary 6.
Those were elated voices of primary school pupils of Asoro Primary School in Oredo local government area of Edo State on the first day of resumption after 6 months of stay at home. They are happy to be here again, having missed school for such a long time.
My name is Jacob. I am very happy to meet my friends today. I am happy to see them and they are very well.
Miss Fadila Amunta. We learn English, mathematics and social studies too.
And similar scenarios played out in most of the primary and secondary schools across the state who have waited patiently for this day approved by the relevant authorities for academic activities to take off again. Extra Voices observe that schools made available buckets of water, hand sanitizers, infrared thermometer and liquid soap for parents and pupils to wash their hands before gaining entrance into the school premises.
My name is Angusong Blessing Elewechi, the HM of Asoro Primary School. Use the thermometer to check people's temperature, and you can see our bucket of water and soap all around. One is by the gate side there, one is here, one is the other side. For the meantime, that's what we have now, including soap and sanitizer. We have all this with us.
I'm Mrs. Egmont Patience, the HM of Uwa Primary School, Uredo. And for as per the COVID-19, we were given face masks. We shared face masks for all our teachers, and therefore the pupils we asked them to bring from home.
Ameda Comrade E.V. Ude, President, All Nigeria Confederation of Principals of Secondary School, and Principal, Western Boys High School Senior. NCDC has also recommended that we should disinfect the classes twice a day, which we are also adhering to.
The early Tuesday morning downpour came as a surprise to many parents and teachers who might have been caught unawares, as it noticeably affected attendance on the first day. Some of the school visitors told Extra Voices that attendance will increase in the coming days.
My name is Osifo Salge David, the principal of Western Boys High School Junior. Large number turned up. We are expecting more tomorrow, but more than half of the students in the school, they have been anxious to resume school, so they came en masse. The few that didn't turn up will eventually come tomorrow.
Despite the rain, we have at least a handful of them being in school. So by tomorrow, we hope that many of them will turn up.
Yeah, we know that we will have more on high population this morning, but because of the rain, some of them didn't resume. But still, some still came in.
It seems as if parents were not prepared for this rainy season. You know, in the past, they used to prepare for the rainy season by getting umbrella, sometimes receipt for their children or whatever. But I think there is no adequate preparation on the part of parents.
When Extra Voices visited Western Boys High School in Ipobawaka, the senior secondary school classes have resumed their afternoon session after the junior secondary school classes had closed in line with government directives.
My name is Omar Maike, the Vice Principal Academic, Western Boys High School. And as from tomorrow, any child that is not with the face mask and with the hand sanitizer, because we told them that each student must have one. Because during the course of teaching, we cannot be asking them to wash their hand, from lecture to one lecture to the other.
Some of the students at the Western Boys appeared more prepared for this day than others.
So I'm very glad to be back to school, seeing my friends. We are trying to make our class steady and so that learning can continue.
Well, I want to assure the government that we are going to follow the COVID-19 protocol by washing our hands and wearing of our nose masks and maintaining our social distancing.
For some of the private schools visited in Benin City Metropolis, some parents who had come to pick their children after closing hour were optimistic that the coming days will be better if all the protocols are duly followed.
I had no fear because I, for one, I believe that the God I serve is more than able to take absolute care of all my children and myself. So I had no fear. It's okay, it's a welcome development. Since there are things put on ground, like the washing of hands, social distancing, for those that are grown up, use of nose masks like I did in the morning while we were coming. I gave my worst nose masks that they will wear in the classroom.
The only challenges most parents have these days is the school fees aspect and the textbook. Because of the COVID-19, most people lost jobs during the COVID-19 and some of them are not able to put their children back in school and all that. That's it.
Extra Voices observed most school pupils and teachers complied with the federal government's directives of wearing face masks and sanitizing their hands in order to curtail the spread of the coronavirus disease. Benin City may have to brace up for a busier traffic as volume of human and vehicular presence will expectedly go up in the coming days due to school runs. For KUFM's Extra Voices, Levedum Asagwara.
Coming up in a moment on our business news, the 36 states and the FCT IGR figure has dropped to 612.87 billion naira in the first half of 2020 compared to 693.91 billion naira recorded in 2019. Details of this and more on our business news shortly.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 600 billion, and the last kobo. Oh yes, we follow the money. It's all about the business and the business of business. The gains and the losses. The bulls and bears. The rise and falls. The risk and the satisfaction of seeing the last kobo rise to millions. On KUFM's Business News, the simple and complex jargons of business just make sense. Get the trending news on the morning market, forecast, investment opportunities, policy changes, and other breakout information on the ever-busy world of business. KU Business News, Monday to Friday on our news dawn, 6:30 to 7 a.m.
The internally generated revenue of the state has dropped to 612.87 billion naira in the first 6 months of 2020 from 693.91 billion naira in the corresponding period of 2019. The National Bureau of Statistics disclosed on Tuesday in its report published on the internally generated revenue at state level for half year 2020. The NBS stated that Lagos State had the highest IGR with 204.51 billion naira, or 33.37% of total figure recorded in the first half of 2020, followed by Rivers State with 64.59 billion naira, or 10.54%, while Jigawa State recorded the least IGR of 3 billion naira, or 0.49%. According to the NBS, the FCT earned 35.2 billion naira, or 5.74%. Delta earned 30.84 billion naira, Ogun earned 23.68 billion, Oyo earned 17.77 billion, Kanu earned 17.5 billion naira, Akwa Ibom earned 16.21 billion naira, and Kaduna earned 14.54 billion naira. Edo had 14.01 billion naira, or 2.29%. Ondo had 13.58 billion naira. Enugu had 12.6 billion naira. Anambra had 9.54 billion naira, among others. The president, Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, Olajumoke Simples, said COVID-19 affected the state's IGR. Elsewhere in business, the Nigerian stock market sustained its positive outlook on Tuesday for the 12th trading session as the all-share index rose by 4.92% to its highest in more than 5 years. The market capitalization of equities appreciated by 710 billion naira to hit 15.11 trillion naira from 14.40 trillion naira as market sentiment remained in the green zone. The Nigerian Stock Exchange all-share index increased to 28,909.37 basis points on Tuesday from 27,554.49 on Monday. Meanwhile, a turnover of 749.10 million shares exchanged in 8,075 deals was recorded in the day's trading. The premium subsector was the most active, with 436.43 million shares exchanged by investors in 3,754 deals. And that's it on business. Over now to sports, where Ahmed Musa scores twice in Super Eagles training ahead of Friday's match with Algeria. Igosa Igbika has more in our sports bulletin this morning.
Good morning. Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa proved his class on Tuesday as he scored twice in a training game in Austria ahead of international friendly matches with reigning African champions Algeria and the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia. New invitee Samson Tijani was also on target for Musa's team, while Genks hitman Paul Onuachu scored the consolation goal for the opposing team in a 3-1 defeat. Musa and Onuachu only lit up with their teammates in camp on Tuesday afternoon. Technical advisor John Otro divided the players into 2 teams for the training game. Dele Anapasu and Matthew Yakubu were goalkeepers for Musa's team, with Kenneth Omero, Chidozie Awaziem, Chidera Ejuke, Samuel Chukwueze and Mikelago also in the squad. Kelechi Iheanacho, Samson Tijani, Jamilo Collins and Frank Onyeka were also part of the winning team. The 3-time African champions will continue their preparation for the upcoming friendlies on Wednesday. The Super Eagles will take on African champions Algeria on Friday night before they tackle Tunisia next week Tuesday. Still talking football, Belgian Pro League club KV Kortrijk have announced the termination of contracts of Nigerian players Abdul Ajagun and Ezekiel Imo. The duo, who had a year remaining on their contract with the club, failed to make an appearance for Kortrijk this season following their demotion to the second team. Ajagun, who joined the Belgian side from Greek outfit Panathinaikos in 2017, played 74 games for the club. He scored 10 goals and recorded 8 assists. In 2019, he was loaned out to Cyprus club Omonia Nicosia. Ezekiel, on the other hand, scored 6 goals and provided 2 assists in 39 appearances. And finally, to tennis, where US Open champion Dominic Thiem said he was over the limits physically in his 5-hour 7-6, 5-7, 6-7, 7-6, 6-2 defeat to Diego Schwartzman in the French Open quarterfinals. The Austrian beat Hugo Gassi in the last round in another grueling 5-set encounter and simply ran out of steam against the Argentine. The start of the 2-time finalist French Open run was only 2 weeks after he won his maiden Grand Slam title at Flushing Meadows. The match, played in blustery weather, featured numerous long rallies, with both players breaking each other several times because of their superb return games. The first 4 sets were tied before Thiem's level dropped in the decider, while 12-seed Schwartzman reached his first major semi-final and will now face Rafael Nadal. The Spanish defending champion, seeking the 13th title, beat Jannik Sinner in straight sets on Philippe Chatra. And that's sports news on KUFM's News Dawn. My name is Ewosa Agbekar, and back to you. Ciao.
Thank you very much, Egosa, for those sports stories. And with those stories, we come to the end of our package this morning. But before we leave, a quick recap of the headlines. In this bulletin, we told you that President Buhari is to present the 2021 budget on Thursday. The federal government has ordered a probe of the missing 2.67 billion naira original amounts for the school feeding program. And today's edition of Extra Voices, pupils and students readjust as academic activities have taken off again in Edo State after 6 months. Do remember that the continued unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Do not forget you can listen to us anywhere in the world by visiting our website at www.kufm.net, or you can download our mobile app from the Google Play Store. We are also live on YouTube at KUFM Nigeria, and you can also listen to us on radiogarden.com. KUFM News Dawn was produced by Nosahai Uwadiai. I am Charles Oporum saying thanks for listening and good morning.
KUFM.
We are a chosen generation. All for to show all I require for life. All I require It doesn't matter what you see now. See His glory, 'cause I know who I am. Say, look at me, I'm a wonder. It doesn't matter what you see now. See His glory, 'cause I know. Take a look. Say, look at me, I'm a wonder. It doesn't matter what you see now. See His glory, 'cause I know. Tell somebody, take a look. Look at me, I'm a wonder. It doesn't matter what you see now. See His glory, 'cause I know.
We are made for signs and wonders.
Good morning and welcome to the Bob Only Devotional. Be blessed as you listen.
Today is Wednesday, October 7th. Our topic is Trees of Righteousness. Our Bible text is Isaiah 61 verse 1 to 4, New King James Version. I read, "The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to preach good tidings, to comfort all who mourn, to console those who mourn in Zion, to give them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise of the spirit of heaviness, that they may be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that He may be glorified. And they shall rebuild the old ruins, they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the ruined cities, the desolations of many generations."